Right, time to get Mr. Gavaskar into analysis mode. Sir, as things stand currently at the end of day 2, KP and Cook looking very solid on the crease. Who would you say is holding the upper hand in the Mumbai test currently?
Well, I think it is pretty balanced at the moment because they are about 160 runs still adrift of what India have got. But I think it's important for India to separate this pair very, very early tomorrow and get into the inexperienced batsmen that are there to follow. Because unless they get them out, then England could get closer to the Indian total or maybe even overhaul it. I would think that at the moment the match is evenly balanced. India is still a little bit ahead simply because they've got 327 runs on the board. And we've seen that the pitch is helping spin. Our bowlers haven't bowled as well as they should have. They haven't exploited the pitch as well as they should have. Maybe tomorrow will be another day. Maybe they'll be able to reflect on the line that they bowled, on the length that they bowled, and come back and make up for what they couldn't do today.
So, but then the way the pitch is behaving and also the way the English are batting, do you see this game going into a fifth day?
Actually, on day 1, I didn't think it would go into the fifth day, but the way the England batsmen have batted, and particularly Alistair Cook, I think he's been the steadying hand. And when you have somebody with his calmness, with his certainty batting at one end, then somebody like a Kevin Pietersen, who's got all the shots in the book, can play those freely and get the scoreboard ticking. So I think this has been a very, very good combination. Also a left-hand, right-hand combination. They've taken their singles very well too. The open extra cover side has meant that they've been able to take the singles and keep the strike moving. But it's important for India to break through early, and that can happen. Intervals are never good for batsmen, whether it's a tea interval or a lunch interval or a drinks interval. Here we are talking about an overnight situation. So India have a very, very good chance of separating the two tomorrow first thing.
So you did praise Alistair Cook right now, but let's talk about his partner on the crease, Kevin Pietersen. I read somewhere that he said that his mind was not right before playing the first test. Judging by what you saw today, you think his head is absolutely fine now?
Oh yes, I think so. I think he's too good a player to miss out. Yes, I think in Ahmedabad he played some pretty ordinary shots, particularly in the second innings. In the first innings he got a very, very good delivery. In the second innings he played a pretty ordinary shot. So he's the kind of player who might sometimes, fall to the fact that his mind is not right, and that's what happened. But now that his mind is right, he's very dangerous.
So staying with KP, he hit 6 fours of his 9 fours in the very first 25 balls of coming onto the crease in Mumbai. Just like a certain Virender Sehwag, you suppose KP also knows only one way of batting?
Well, yes, I think both Viru and KP are the kind of players for whom even a good ball is an opportunity to score runs. And that's the reason why they are such massive entertainers. I think those who are capable of hitting the good ball for sixes and boundaries are the ones who the crowds love to watch. But I think our bowlers didn't bowl all that well. An off-spinner allowing Pietersen to cut him off the back foot to extra cover, not cut him but drive him through extra cover, which we saw just now when you were showing the highlights. That's an indication that the bowlers haven't bowled well.
So talking about the bowlers, where do you think Ashwin and Harbhajan got it wrong, considering that Swan and Panesar picked up 9 wickets on the very same pitch?
I think the line, their line was not right. In Ashwin's case, he's bowling very much on the pads of the left-hander, and he's being picked for runs. And I think over there also we need to just have a look at some of the field placing. I think we've got a back foot short leg, which really is not a situation where there will be a catch. I think maybe if you have somebody blocking that pushed single to a mid-wicket or to extra cover, maybe that will mean that the bowler will get 5-6 consecutive balls at one batsman instead of them crossing over. So I think it really is the line that they bowl. The length has been fine. Harbhajan, of course, you can excuse. He's making a comeback after 14 months. So he'll be just a little bit tentative. But anybody who's got 400 wickets under his belt, tonight he will think about what he's done and mark my words, I think tomorrow you'll see a different Harbhajan.
Also, sir, what do you make of MS Dhoni starting with 2 spinners from both ends today, considering you have the experience of a Zaheer Khan available?
Well, I think only because there was just a little time before lunch interval. And when you have such a small period before the lunch interval, I think it makes sense to have fielders clustering around the bat. As a batsman, if you have fielders in the slips against the pace bowlers, although in your peripheral vision you see them, you're not that aware of them. But for spinners, when you have fielders around the bat, forward, short leg, silly point, you're very aware of it. You're also, as a batsman, trying to play for the interval, not looking to score runs. So I think it was a pretty good move. Didn't work because it's not easy for the spinners to bowl with the new ball. The ball can slip out of your hand.
A word on the Indian batting, Mr. Gavaskar, 327, a good first inning total for you?
Very good, very good. Considering we were 119 for 5, I think it's a very, very good total that the last 5 batsmen have added more than 200 runs. I think that's a tribute to the manner in which Pujara held the innings together and the partnerships that he had with Mahendra Singh Dhoni and then with Ashwin, and then Harbhajan also made a contribution with the bat. So yes, I think the lower order needs to be praised for the way they took India to that total of 327.
Also, sir, a word on Pujara. 135 is what he got out on, but they're saying as when he got out, he had spent 18 hours on the crease, adding up the Ahmedabad test as well. We've spoken a lot about him. You think he can do the same when he goes abroad, spend so much time in the crease in Australia, South Africa or in England?
That we'll have to wait and see, because the pitches will be different, the bowling will be different, the whole atmosphere is different. Like England are a different team at home in England, and a different team you can see over here. It's just the tentativeness. When you're overseas, it's obviously the easiest thing to say is you don't feel at home, you're not at home, and therefore sometimes there is just a little bit of tentativeness and indecisiveness that is there, not just on the field but off the field. And if it's there off the field, it can creep into your game on the field.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.